Yo man, what's good too man? It's your boy Mickal, aka Mr. Nepper. Boy, today man, we got a brand new video. Today we got the day Caitlin Clark showed her WNBA bully who's boss. Let's get into the video, man. Let's go.
At just 22 years old, Caitlin Clark has already redefined the landscape of women's basketball.
First in the league in fast break points. Clark connects on a deep three.
During her college career, she shattered numerous records, including becoming the all-time leading scorer in both men's and women's basketball.
For history. There it is!
I'm trying to tell you, y'all, in college, she was, people didn't really, I think we didn't really start recognizing her, until that championship, the junior one, when LSU played them. Trust me, people were not paying attention to Caitlin Clark until that game in the championship versus LSU. Let's be honest now. Let's not be biased. I know somebody trying to hate in the comments. Let's not be biased. Come on now. What I'm talking about the both of them, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. People didn't really start recognizing them both until that game when Angel Reese went like this to her.
For history. There it is! The all-time leading scorer.
In an era where many basketball fans look over women's basketball, Caitlin Clark is filling stadiums, drawing people from across the country who travel hours just to witness her play. It's no exaggeration to say that she's the most monumental figure the WNBA has ever seen. One glimpse of her in action, and anyone will instantly understand why.
Wheeler finds Clark from the logo.
Bro, I'm telling you right now. She is the face of the WNBA. I'm being honest, her and injuries will be the reason why the WNBA will make more money and the reason why they can have more expansion teams for the league. That's why the Golden State is getting one. Toronto will probably get one. Detroit will probably get theirs one back. Watch. The WNBA is gonna get more and more recognition, and then that's when they can make more teams to where first round picks are not getting cut and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Watch. It's going to be more. It's going to be more and more expansion teams. Watch. Golden State already has one, so it'll be more people that go to Golden State. They'll probably one in Toronto. Detroit will probably get one back. Watch. It's gonna be good.
The so-called GOAT of the WNBA, however, Diana Taurasi, seems to harbor some jealousy towards Caitlin Clark, making some controversial remarks about her.
Hey, I'm taking Paige. Next question.
Diana Taurasi has been attempting to divert the spotlight from Caitlin Clark and redirect it towards herself.
Because you were young yourself, and tell me if I'm wrong, weren't you named to the roster as soon as you graduated, right? You were young.
Yeah, after I won 3 national championships in a row, I was named.
Jeez. So how did you deal with that? I mean, I know Caitlin's on she's got...
The saddest part of this situation is that Diana Taurasi was actually one of Caitlin Clark's idols growing up.
She was probably one of the...
She probably took the game out of Diana Taurasi because Diana Taurasi is good too. Shooting three, Sue Bird too. But also, once you meet your idols, it's not really what you expect. Sorry, it's really not what you expect. But also, I really feel like Caitlin Clark really doesn't really take that to heart. Maybe she probably just disappointed. But I think it's really just the media and her fans taking that really the wrong way. Like, if we really knows what Caitlin Clark really thinks, it's probably really not that. You know what I'm saying? But once Diana Taurasi, what her name is, once she retires, Caitlin Clark and injury is going to be the face of the league. Them two alone is going to make the WNBA more money, more expansion teams to where now more games are going to be on ESPN. Watch. I'm trying to tell you, the WNBA is going to be more league. Because then look why. Caitlin Clark and injuries is like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson of the WNBA. See how Magic and Bird, how they made it, how NBA almost was not a thing no more, and they made the NBA to what it is now. When we look back in the 15, 20, 30 years, we're going to be like, these Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are kind of like the founders, not the founders, are the two players in the WNBA to make the league better. Or made the league to where it is. Watch, it's going to be the league better. Because then now you got Paige coming, then you got Juju Watkins, like, then you got what? Then you got Flajay Johnson coming, then you got Paige, then you got Juju Watkins coming in a couple years. Like, come on now, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Once Juju and Paige and Flajay come to the league, it's gonna be nice.
First women's basketball players I really grew up idolizing.
After Clark was drafted into the WNBA as the consensus #1 overall pick, Taurasi never once reached out to offer any words of encouragement or advice on how to succeed in the league that Clark had always dreamed of being a part of since she was a kid.
Nobody gives me advice in the game. I wish.
Instead, Taurasi...
I mean, that probably is true. But then also, I really feel like, one thing is I feel like they probably intimidated and threatened by Caitlin Clark only because why? Because she's getting a lot of media attention and she's bringing eyes to the game that no one else really thought. Like, let's be honest now. Like, I get it. People do hate on Caitlin Clark and people hate on injuries. Now, I want to bring in injuries because every time Caitlin Clark's name come out, people in the comments, like on Twitter, something like that, they talk about injuries. Now, I feel like Caitlin Clark and injuries don't hate each other. It's competition. It's the same thing with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Like, come on now.
He appeared on live television and essentially downplayed Clark's abilities.
Hey, I'm taking Paige. Next question.
So you had the #1 pick this year, you would take Paige over Caitlin?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're slow.
Well, on June 30th, 2024, these two were finally set to meet.
Plus, Paige didn't even declare for the draft anyway. She's coming into the league next year.
And Diana was about to get a front row seat to the biggest thing that has ever happened to women's basketball.
It is incredible the economic impact that one person who has disrupted our ecosystem.
June 30th was a blistering day in Phoenix with temperatures climbing above 110.
That is crazy. 100, yeah, bro. I don't know how y'all live in Arizona, like, bro. What?
Degrees Fahrenheit. The local weather station warned residents to brace themselves for the extreme heat. Despite the blistering heat, 17,000 fans made their way to the Footprint Center, drawn by the promise of seeing a superstar.
Yeah, when I was sitting down in my seat all the way down there, I looked in every single corner of the Footprint Center to just make sure that somebody was sitting in every single seat, and they are.
For Caitlin, it was just another day at the office, seeing the excitement of her fans and signing autographs for everyone who came to watch her perform. For Diana Taurasi, however, even with her 20-year career, this was arguably the most significant WNBA game she had ever been a part of.
In front of the largest crowd since 1997. What about that? How about that?
I mean, she was witnessing unprecedented moments in her WNBA career, such as front row tickets.
Some of the women probably haven't seen that big of a crowd like that. Like, probably haven't seen that big of a crowd. Now, Caitlin Clark, bro, she does bring a lot of eyes. That same thing with injuries. My fault. This is about Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark does bring a lot of eyes. That's why be honest. I wasn't really watching the WNBA like that. I was watching maybe occasionally, but really started watching women's basketball was that LSU Iowa championship game about 2 years ago in the junior season. That's when I started watching it because that was lit. I'm like, dang, they good. And that's why I find out. That's why I know about injuries and Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm watching more about the WNBA. You know what I'm saying?
For $2,000 each.
Court sides were going for as high as $2,000 for the front row for this game.
To put things in perspective, the Minnesota Lynx, the top team in the Western Conference and one of the most popular in the WNBA, typically sells courtside tickets for about $257.
That's crazy.
Anyway, DT grasped the significance of this game and recognized that history was unfolding in real time as she introduced herself to the one and only. To kick off the game, Diana couldn't have been happier. She was in complete control, getting whatever she wanted whenever she wanted. Not only was she scoring effortlessly, but she was also piling up assists. And when I say piling up assists, I mean simply passing to 6'9" Brittany Griner, who towered over everyone on the court like a character straight out of Attack on Titan. Oh, and just a quick side note, this was the first full WNBA game where I've watched Brittany Griner play. And the first thought that struck me was how crazy she was to claim she could take on DeMarcus Cousins, especially when Cousins was in his prime, pre-injury.
Yeah, I know why she said that.
I'm just going to use that to fuel this. I mean, I'm better, but and I know that kind of gets at him, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, little man.
As I watched more of her game, it became clear that there's really no comparison at all. Cousins would have eaten her for breakfast. So I just wanted to throw this out there. That was my first impression after seeing BG play a full game, was that her claim was absolutely crazy. Anyway, back to her teammate, Diana Taurasi. As I mentioned earlier, she started strong, but as the game progressed, she began to feel pressure and truly experience the full extent of the Caitlin Clark hype.
Of course.
He's come from above the break. Here's Clark, still trying to find her rhythm. A deep pull. Got it.
Sheesh, guys. Not long after that, DT must have been even more stunned as Caitlin left everyone in awe by completely breaking the ankles of her teammate.
Rebecca Allen. Clark, she dropped Allen.
It's okay, Clark, you good, Clark, don't worry about that.
When I saw
good,
that, the first thought that crossed my mind was, what if that had been Diana, and what if the shot had gone in?
That's what I'm saying.
After the Mercury's hot start, Caitlin and the Fever began mounting a comeback.
Quickly up court. Boston running the floor for the layup, and here come the Fever.
Taurasi made an effort to respond to Caitlin's performance at the end of the first quarter, but it didn't pan out the way she wanted. At this point in the game, Taurasi was beginning to feel the heat. Outside, it was over 110 degrees Fahrenheit, but inside, the heat was even more intense, and we all know why.
Hey, I'm taking Paige. Next question.
Bro, bro, you were sitting there on national television talking about you take Paige over Clark. Then also, Clark brings in fans, so they're going to pack it out. Come on now. She probably hasn't seen that many fans. Come on now.
Anyway, Caitlin began to heat up, and the more she did, the more I wondered why this WNBA player made this bold statement.
Who plays the style that how
What
Caitlin
is the
plays?
style? Just threes?
Wow. It's not just threes.
What is her style?
What?
But back to DT. Overall, she played a decent game, but I was quite disappointed in her performance, and here's why. Despite being the quote-unquote GOAT of the WNBA, she appeared afraid of Caitlin throughout the game. From what I saw, she only challenged Caitlin once, and that was during a pick and roll where it seemed that Caitlin made a clean steal, but the referee called a foul. Honestly, after rewatching that several times, I still didn't see a foul, and it seemed like the refs were unfairly targeting Caitlin once again. And speaking of the refs going against Caitlin, earlier in the game, they called this an offensive foul on her, which was obviously ridiculous.
I don't see how that's an offensive foul to me. That is a defensive foul.
What? They called that? Nah, see, sometimes refs target some players because they don't really like, or because they're taking a shine off their the Taurasi. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand why I'm saying they be doing it. That's not fair. And Clark knows that. She knows that. You know what I'm saying? It's just Clark knows that. Sometimes she be getting fouled and they don't even call nothing. But I would feel like once she knows that the Denver is not really on her side, she just got to fight through it and then just play her game and just shut everybody up. You know what I'm saying? Just shut everybody up. Because yeah, people do hate her just because, bro, she's like the face of the league right now. And she brings a lot of money to the league.
Fans continue to criticize WNBA referees for their controversial calls against Caitlin. Anyway, another reason for my disappointment in Taurasi was that despite her passive-aggressive talk about Caitlin, she didn't want any of the smoke and stayed as far away from Caitlin as she could.
That's crazy, yup.
Time and time, she had the opportunity to defend Caitlin, but chose not to. Take this play, for instance. Instead of taking on the challenge of guarding the player she claimed would struggle against grown women, she passed the defensive assignment to her teammate.
That's crazy.
This happened pretty much every time she matched up against Caitlin. Now, I get it. Her teammate is a better defender, but come on. If you're the GOAT, you have to act like it.
So I'm saying.
Michael Jordan never.
Come on, and that was Kobe, and as a new league player. Come on, you know Kobe gonna do that. Come on now.
Never shied away from defending Kobe, even when he was with the Wizards and
Exactly.
Kobe was in his athletic prime.
Exactly.
Perhaps she didn't want to risk embarrassment or suffer the same fate as her teammate with the broken ankle. Maybe the pressure of 17,000 fans in the stands was too overwhelming for her. But regardless, she shied away from the challenge, which was what I was waiting to see all game. To make matters worse for Diana, Caitlin continued to bring the heat. For instance, DT missed a three-pointer, only for Caitlin to take it up the court and nail a stunning three from the logo. Then on the very next play, Caitlin baited her into a steal and followed it up with a perfectly executed assist to her teammate.
Bro, people act like Clark can only shoot threes. Bro, are you serious? Bro, Clark has some good-ass IQ. She can pass, she can shoot, and she can drive. Just wait until she gets stronger and she'll know about the game more. And then, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro.
Someone whose game Taurasi claimed wouldn't translate.
Caitlin is the reason why people are even watch. I'll be honest, she's even the reason why I'm even watching the WNBA and Jerice. They're both the reason why I even started watching more women's basketball and the WNBA is because of them two, Caitlin Clark and Jerice. People are being biased. Let's be honest now. More people are watching the league because of who? Jerice and Caitlin Clark. Let's be honest now. Let's stop hating. Let's stop hating on Caitlin Clark and Reese. Caitlin Clark is a good
worst
player.
Nightmare was unfolding.
I love watching Caitlin Clark. When it's on ESPN, I watch the game. She's good. She can shoot, bro. She had 19 assists the other day. Like, let's stop, bro. Come on now.
How can you talk smack on national television only to get outplayed by the very girl you had been downplaying the whole time? To make matters worse for her, Diana literally had the game in her hands. The Phoenix Mercury were up by 15 points at one point in the second half, only for Caitlin to spearhead the comeback.
Caitlin Clark catalyzing a comeback here for the Fever.
Adding insult to injury, Diana played a huge role on why her team lost. One play, for example, after missing a three-pointer, she failed to get back on defense quickly enough, leading to a flagrant foul, penalty 1, which granted Indiana 2 free throws and possession. As the game winded down as well, Diana had the chance to extend her team's lead, but managed only 1 out of 2 free throws. On the other end of the court, she watched Caitlin calmly sink both of her free throws. At that moment, there were no more smirks on Diana's face. While many thoughts must have
been... Did all that fucking hate, your niggas lost. Stop hating. I'm trying to tell you, y'all gotta stop hating, bro, because when you hate Caitlin Clark, she gonna show you what's up. Like, come on.
Racing through her mind, one can't help but wonder if she regretted her choice of words.
Hey, I'm taking Paige. Next question.
Diana, who had downplayed Clark, was now facing defeat in front of 17,000 fans and probably millions more watching on television. To make matters worse, the Fever hadn't beaten a team with a winning record all season, yet their first victory came against Diana. DT had talked her talk, and now she was being humbled.
Yep.
After the game, she finally had some nice things to say about Caitlin.
What Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable.
Anyway, this entire episode with the WNBA attacking Clark, in which Diana played a significant role, was nothing short of a gong show. But do you want to know the full story from start to finish on how and...
Anyways, man, that's the video. Let me know what y'all think down below. If it's a good video, Dana Ross, you're dumb, you got humbled, and yeah, bye.